BYU, Arizona next up. We've got BYU 2.5-point road favorites, 47.5 the total here in this one. I want to at some point. I don't know if it'll be this week. I'm thinking about it, but right now my lean is Arizona. I kind of want to fade BYU at some point. I know they're 5-0 straight up, 3-2 against the spread. Let's be real. Come on, Portland State, Stanford, ECU in a misleading final score. Don't be fooled by 34-13. East Carolina was moving the ball in the first half, and they kept turning it over, and they had the pick six right before halftime, and it completely changed that game, turned it to BYU, and then they faced Colorado, who have had injuries and been up and down, and then West Virginia, that's not only a struggling team, but they're injury-riddled. And that being said, they gave up 24 points. That quarterback that West Virginia started, Wilkins, he actually played pretty okay. He was used his legs. His athleticism really caused problems for BYU. BYU is a bit of a they're a solid team. Bear Bachmeier's all right. Defense is capable. Jace Roberts has been there forever at receiver. They've got some weapons. That Parker Kingston's one hell of a player too for that BYU team. But they look like a bit of a phony 5-0 so far this year, BYU, and I'm itching to fade them. Is this the spot? That's the question I ask, with Arizona. Because I remember with Arizona, they had that ugly game against Iowa State, but they beat Kansas State at home. They thrashed Hawaii at home. They obviously pummeled a bad Oklahoma State team, 41-13. I laid the big number with Arizona. I think there's good. I'm especially as road favorites. I'm very much interested in Arizona, and I'm certainly leaning that way early in the week. I like Fafita still and the passing game. The one thing when you look at these Arizona or these BYU defensive numbers so far this year, they all look great. Rush numbers look great. Passing yard numbers look great. You look at the schedule, though. Is West Virginia a good passing offense? No. Colorado? No. Stanford? With freaking, what's his name? Gulbranson? No. So I think Noah Fafita is probably the best quarterback they played. Yeah, I think that's the best quarterback you could say that they played. BYU is here in this game with Noah Fafita. So at home in Tucson, I'm probably going to end up taking Arizona. I think this might be the right time to sell high on this kind of phony 5-0 that BYU is right now. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I was ready to fade them too soon. They've gotten by, like you talked about. And after this game, the next week they have Utah. I think at home. Yes, they have Utah at home.
Makes this spot even better than for me with Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona, this has kind of always been a tough matchup for them.
Yeah, it is. At home against Utah next Saturday. I can confirm that.
Yeah, Arizona took care of business, looked great in the first half. Their team total was really, really good. And they've been at home, another home game for them. And when I see this too, it's pretty sharp, is under. I go right to it with these two teams in Arizona. I just don't think anything's really flashy at all. BYU, I still think has a pretty good defense, even giving up the kind of those points in that game. That was a little bit home game after back-to-back road games, even though it was Friday night. It kind of just took care of business. Bachmeier looked good. I got to see more from him as well. And I don't think they're really deep at receiver, is BYU. This is tricky. Tricky one for me. I think it could be a close game. So as of now, I lean under.